Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Aviana's Ascension. My name is Aviana, and today we are going to tap in to the full moon for tonight. So, today is January 13th. We have a full moon in Cancer this evening, and it is also being called the wolf moon because this around like winter time, wolves would howl more because there wasn't as much food, and especially with it being a full moon in Cancer, it's definitely a time to sit with yourself, go within, and be honest about what you need for nourishment, for rejuvenation, to kind of get you to, you know, be prepared to take on the rest of the winter, depending on where you live, and see what else you want to bring in for yourself at this time, what you need to feel good, all of that, especially with it being a full moon in Cancer. For me, this, like the time leading up to today, I have been very like kind of in my feelings, very much in my feelings, not kind of, very much, let's be honest. I've been in my feelings. I've been really just focusing on what feels good for me. And my New Year's resolution was to focus on flowing, not forcing. So, for example, like say, my friends invite me to go do something. If I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to force myself to do it or feel bad for not doing it. You know, if, I have a lot of interesting characters in my family. So, like, if one of them is wilding out for some reason, I'm not going to, enable it or be a part of it or get out of sorts over what someone else is doing with their life, just allowing everyone to show up how they want to show up and allowing that same for me. So, yeah, I just feel like today is all about focusing on what makes you feel good. If there are things that are exhausting, forcing, feeling like it's just out of your truth, how can you let that go? How can you show up differently for yourself? That's what I feel this full moon is representing, because that's what I've been feeling, just and it's not to say that I'm like pushing everyone to the side and just doing what I want to do, but it's about, it's like a balance. Like there are some situations where I'm like, okay, I may not want to do this, but I know I need to do this and I have to show up. And then there's also situations where it's like, I actually don't have to do this, so let me do what feels right for me. I feel like that's a good balance, right? Because whenever you force yourself to show up for everyone all the time, that's whenever you can get that burnout. But if you honor what feels right for you, then whenever it's a situation where you're like, I may not want to do this, but I have to, then you have more energy and more like you're more present, you have the energy to be more present. So what we're going to do for this reading, I'm going to tap in with my Moonology deck and see what this full moon in Cancer is talking about. And then I have my glow in the dark tarot deck here. I like to start with that just to see, what's kind of the shadow energy, and then we'll close it out with the light seers to see what clarity, what positivity may be coming in with this full moon. All right, so just take what feels right for you. Don't force anything. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me today. And I will be sending this out on my newsletter with a ritual. So if you want to make sure you get a ritual next full moon or new moon reading, make sure you sign up for my newsletter on my website, alvianasascension.com. And that is linked down below if you would like to check it out. All right, so let me cut the deck. And what I like to do with the full moon readings, I like to find the full moon card that we're working with and see what's around it. Because to me, I feel like that's a message in and of itself. So let's look for that full moon in Cancer. So if you guys have been feeling like extra sensitive lately, I know I have, like, just know that's normal, right? There's a full moon in Cancer. So I know, because I also work at a restaurant, and yesterday, oh my goodness, people were wilding. Like sometimes whenever there's a full moon, I can really tell based on how people act in the restaurant. Like it's crazy. It literally, like, as soon as we opened this, it was just nonsense. So, okay, fierce. All right, we've got our full moon in Cancer. All right, and full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. Beautiful. So for me, I feel like this is just us honoring ourselves instead of trying to force ourselves to go along with the situation or make sense of something. We're just realizing if that doesn't work for me, or if that does work for me, I'm going to go towards it or move myself away from it. It's that simple. Okay, surrounding that card though, we have emotions are running high, super moon. That makes sense, right? I just was saying the restaurant was weird. I've been sensitive. So full moons are all about releasing. And Cancer is a water sign, all about introspection, going within, big feelings. So this is definitely going to be a time where maybe feelings that have been buried deep down are coming to the surface. Maybe, you're just feeling extra sensitive right now. If that's how you're feeling, honor that, nurture that. Okay? Don't judge yourself for having feelings. Don't try to push them away. I mean, I even do that sometimes too. I'm like, I'm just being sensitive or dramatic, whatever. I don't know what's wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong about being sensitive or being aware of your feelings and in touch with them. Okay? And then we have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Beautiful. So, yeah, I just feel like this is a very sensitive time, but not just sensitive as in, I'm feeling all these feelings, but also sensitive time as in being sensitive and nurturing with yourself, with others, right? Being aware of, you know, how you can show up for others, how you can meet change, transformation with love and curiosity instead of judgment, right? Because I feel like we all are realizing what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And as we kind of navigate that, we can sometimes meet others with judgment, meet ourselves with judgment, another situation, whatever. And I feel like with this bring love into the situation, it's reminding us like, yes, we can honor our needs, we can have all these big feelings, but let's do so with love, with understanding how we can be a part of like a beautiful collective that serves everyone's highest good, not just our own, you know? So there's a lot of sensitivity right now. And in those moments, just bring love, curiosity, acceptance in. No need for judgment, no need to, you know, force or anything like that. Okay, so that's fierce, that's cute. All right, I'm going to read out of the book a bit more about this full moon in Cancer, just so we can learn a little more and see what else is going on. Okay. We have full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. Things are likely to get very heated as full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. So there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now or surrounding your question. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move toward your goals or dreams. So yeah, those first couple sentences are exactly what these other cards are talking to me about. Bring love into the situation, emotions are running high. Yeah. Be extra just empathetic, understanding for yourself and for others, okay? And also with it being a wolf moon, and you can think of like howling, I feel like a lot of people are going to be expressing their feelings, and not everyone has the emotional capabilities as others, right? So some people, their feelings can really take control of them. If you're somebody who you know how to stay grounded in your feelings and feel them without giving your power away, how can you spread that awareness? How can you be more empathetic, sensitive to those that may not be there? You know? All right. This card indicates an especially feminine time. It also heralds the time to deal with any family issues coming up. Nothing to worry about. It signals a challenge is now coming to an end. Ugh, that's amazing. I literally just said I have some characters in my family. I love that. That makes me feel good. So if any of you have been worrying about family stuff, I know the holidays just were happening, so that could have brought some stuff up. So maybe this is a time of coming down from that. This card also suggests both that a domestic matter or private issue will soon come to a head, and that it's a great time to move house. The answer to your question lies in being a kind leader. This is the time for you to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. I like that. I like it. And not only being a kind leader to others, but also to yourself, right? If you're ready to work through your shadow, work through your triggers, your emotions, your sensitivities, you got to be kind to yourself through that. You can't judge yourself, yell at yourself to overcome things. I mean, you might be able to, but it's not going to create a lasting impact. You know what I mean? Attune to the moon. It may be best to move towards what you want in a sideways manner. I like that. I've never heard that. Sideways manner. Just kind of, instead of going, you know, what is the word? Head on, just kind of do a little dance, you know. Additional meanings for this card: meditate to soothe heightened emotions, don't be clingy, stop sulking. Have you had enough family time lately? Okay. I like it, I like it. And the teaching: the heightened emotions of the Moon Cancer combination can't be ignored. However, Cancer is one of the Moon's two home signs, along with Taurus. So, astrologically speaking, the Moon loves to be in this sign. That's good. In fact, she rules Cancer. This means that with this card, there's a sense that all is as it should be, or don't worry, all will soon be well. I like that. I like that. So, yes, even though there can be a very big emotional time right now, the Moon's comfortable, Cancer's comfortable. We just have to get comfortable with potentially being uncomfortable and learning how to navigate that in a way that serves us. 11:11 on the timer. Fierce. I like it. I like it. Okay. Let's move on to the tarot. Okay. Let me just get these cards set up where I want them. Cool. All right. Let me move this to the side. Drink a little bit of my protein shake. I love this little thing. I shop at Aldi. I love Aldi. Do you guys love Aldi? Tell me if you love Aldi. If you do, let's bond over it. Oh, wait. What is happening? Hold on a second. What's interesting? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it really quickly. So I don't do reversals, right? And I picked up this deck, and obviously this is upright, but that's reversed. So I was like, what's going on? The Empress is in the reverse. So I just think that's funny, right? It's a feminine time right now with Cancer in the full moon. And the fact that the Empress card was at the bottom in reverse is interesting. So I just think that this is a huge. Oh, actually, everything else was in the reverse. The Empress was upright. So I definitely feel like this is a time that's getting us prepared to really be in self care mode. You know, like we're learning to really fill our cup, love ourselves, set our boundaries, honor what we need without feeling bad about it. That's what I feel like this is all about. Is how can you love yourself, help others love themselves with care. It's not about force anymore. Okay, some of my cards are, we gotta fix this. This is not gonna work for me. Why are my cards upside down? What's going on? Who knows how that happened? I don't. Maybe I put them back. I don't know. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Sorry, technical difficulties. Got to reverse the cards. Honestly, if I were you, you could skip through this part, probably. So with these being upside down, maybe some of you guys are feeling like some things have really thrown you off, or there's just like maybe like a little wrench in your plan, or just things kind of just a little topsy-turvy. That's what I feel. All right, let's get into it for real this time. All right. So let's see, what do we need to know about this full moon in Cancer tonight? Please and thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective for the full moon in Cancer. Please and thank you. All right, Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups is coming out. So there could be some sort of somebody following their heart, maybe somebody making some sort of apology or confession in regards to their love. This could be somebody just going towards what they're really passionate about. But with the Seven of Pentacles, there's an air of patience about it, something moving slow. Okay, so it could be you, somebody around you, where we're just like, just really taking time with our feelings, really going within, getting to know ourselves. That's what I feel. All right, let's get into it. One more. All right, let's do it. All right, bottom of the deck. Let's talk about it. So we have Temperance. I love that. Okay. With Temperance here, it feels like to me this is like the dust is settled. All right, with Temperance. I feel like there's been a lot going on towards the end of the year, lots of realizations, transformations happening for everybody. And now we're just kind of sitting here reflecting, being like, okay, we just went through all that. We just learned all that. I understand why I went through all that, but let me just get some quiet time now. Let me just sit and feel the aftermath of everything I just went through. That's what it feels like. Okay. With the Fool, we have the Page of Wands. This is like you're kind of chilling, relaxing, gearing up to start a new chapter. This makes me think of like, okay, so I'm from Kansas City, so obviously I like the Chiefs, right? We've been winning. It's fierce, right? So this makes me think of the game. I'm not a big sports person, mind you, but I have a boyfriend now, so I'm learning. And basically, like, there was the game before the playoffs. I don't know. Okay, I don't know how it works, but basically, in that game, we didn't play any of the starters, like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, all them. They weren't playing because they don't want to injure them before they play in the playoffs or whatever. I don't understand how it works, but to me, this is like that. This is like, okay, let's chill, let's relax, let's, get ready to go to the big game. Let's get ready to start this new chapter because we've learned a lot. You know, like it's just like it feels like there's a lot of reflecting, a lot of, okay, so this is how that happened. This is where I want to go from here. Yeah? Like just making a very intentional new beginning for yourself. I like it. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, with the Page of Swords. Yeah. There's a lot of patience here, but there's also new beginnings. And I like that. I like having a new beginning where it's not like feeling like you're rushing into it, forcing it. That's not happening like that anymore. And that's why Temperance is here, because there's so much patience, acceptance, harmony in this new chapter. I like that. Yeah, we have the Lovers, the Chariot. You're moving forward with balance. I love it. Not only the shadow, the light, we got the masculine and the feminine, all in balance. And look, you've got so many angels watching over you too. So know that as you're kind of settling in and embracing the new year, getting to know yourself in a deeper level with this full moon, know that a lot of beautiful things are coming your way. Your patience, taking the time to go within, is going to be huge for this next chapter. So let's get into it. I'm excited. All right, full moon in Cancer. What do the people need to know? Let's see. Okay, that's too many. Okay, we have the Six of Cups, Five of Cups, Judgment to start us off. So let's talk about it. So first of all, with Cups, this lets me know this is definitely emotional time for everybody. Cups represent your heart, your water signs, your emotions, all of that. So with the Six of Cups, Five of Cups, this is a time of reflecting on maybe past disappointment, maybe past mistakes you've made, right? Realizing that maybe you wanted to make better decisions or have a different life for yourself, and now you're reflecting on, what did I do to mess that up in the past? What could I have done to stay in alignment with what I wanted to do? But make sure we're doing this, and I know there's judgment here. We don't want to judge ourselves. And with judgment, maybe that's, what we're doing, judging ourselves. But I implore us to have this approach, but do it with curiosity, with love, with acceptance. Because recognize, in order for you to become this version of you that you want to become, you had to have gone through this. You had to learn certain lessons, certain disappointments and mistakes. That's a part of it. Because sometimes if you don't go through this, you don't realize that you'd rather have something else. You know what I mean? But with judgment here, it's definitely a big time of reflection for us at this time. Um, and it's just about being honest, really. And it's about saying, this is what I've done, this is where I've come from, this is where I want to go. It's about being honest about who you see yourself being. How do you approach things? How do you spend time with yourself? That's what I feel like the reflection is about. Like, how can I be the best version of myself? How can I honor myself? How can I appreciate my past? I think it's all about just deciding who you want to be, how you want to get there. What's the approach look like for you? And I think that's the most important part of it, because you can have certain goals, certain ambitions, but if you don't approach it in an authentic way, then it kind of can build resentment. It's kind of like with me in my business, when I was like making myself do a card of the day and I didn't like it, and I was just like, let me just stop, because it's like, yes, I do what I meant to do, but there's sometimes you can force yourself to show up in ways that don't make sense for you. So I feel like we're just reflecting on, the past, how we could have shown up better, how we could have chosen better, but doing so in a way that serves you. It doesn't serve you to feel bad about yourself. It doesn't serve you to judge yourself. It serves you to have self-reflection and growth. So let's focus on it in that aspect. All right. What else? See, look at it. Look at it. We got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups popping out. There's all new beginnings for you. It's so beautiful. And with the Ace of Swords, that's seeing things clearly. That's having honest communication. That's being authentic. Ace of Cups is all about love, healing, compassion, going towards those things that bring you fulfillment. So it's beautiful. You had to reflect like this. You had to see how the past and old ways of showing up were not doing it for you. And sometimes, in order for us to really listen to that, we have to go through some sort of like regret or shame or sadness about it. I always tell people, sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to strive, because sometimes that's really what it takes. You got to lose everything to decide to go towards something else. And what's beautiful is you decided for yourself, I want a new beginning. I want new chapters. I want new ways of showing up. And so that's what you got here. And with these little flecks here, that symbolizes that this, and the hand of God right there, right? That symbolizes that this is something that is divine intervention. Lots of divine intervention here from yourself, your higher self, and from the divine. You chose for yourself, I want better. And I feel like you decided to take those actions, take the steps to do that. So the divine is going to bless you. Absolutely. And look, you got the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's somebody who's thriving, independent, self-sufficient. You made a decision for yourself to really step up, and you are. I like it. All right, we have the Strength card, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Swords. Beautiful. So yeah, you're ready for a new chapter with the Three of Wands. Ready to start anew, ready to go towards new horizons, because again, you've dealt with your past. You recognize that I don't want to be in that cycle anymore. I don't want to show up that way for myself anymore. So let me look ahead. Let me think. Let me envision. Where do I see myself going? Let me just go for it. You know what I mean? This makes me think of I have this book. It's like a positive thinking every day, and it's a day every day for a year. They have a different little quote or saying. And there was one day where it was like, don't pay too much attention to your thoughts. You have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Instead, focus on the action and choose to show up how you want your thoughts to show up, right? So for me, I literally say to myself, how does the future version of me show up? The version of me that does my business full time, happy, healthy, thriving social life, connected with family. How does that version of me show up? And instead of like focusing on my thoughts or judging myself or getting worried that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I just show up how I think I should or how I want to think. You know what I mean? That's what you got going on here. Deciding for yourself, if this is the life I want to live, what can I do to show up for myself in that way today? You know, obviously there's things that have to go down in order for me to be exactly where I want to be, but I can make those steps every day. I can make the conscious choice to show up how I want to show up. All right, with the Strength card, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is you really holding yourself accountable, I feel. Okay. You're being brave, you're being strong because you know that you want a new chapter, a new life for yourself. Okay. At the end of the day, sometimes we get so used to showing up a certain way, listening to our thoughts, or we think we have to go about something in a certain way, and we don't. We can choose to set those boundaries within ourselves. You know, for me, part of my I don't know, sometimes like I know I need to do something and I'll respond by procrastinating. Like I'll literally sit and be thinking about it and like just staring. And I realize like sometimes I procrastinate because I get nervous. You know, like I have all these dreams and goals and I want to go towards them, but what if I mess up? What if I don't succeed? What if? So then you just sit there and you're like, I need to do all these things. I want to do all these things. I love doing these things. But what if me doing them isn't enough? And that's not true. So you got to check that. You know, you got to check that doubt, that fear, that self sabotage. Because at the end of the day, our brain and our ego, their job is to keep us comfortable, to keep us safe. So whenever you want to get out of your comfort zone, start your own business, move across the country, start a new lifestyle for yourself, you know what I mean? The brain, the ego is like, whoa, slow down there, Bessie, you know, because that's their job. So don't look at that as saying, you know, what's wrong with me or, you know, maybe I'm not meant to do it, but look at it as, you know, you got it. You are safe. And it's your job to redirect those thoughts. And you can do so by changing your actions. You got to hold yourself accountable here because you're leaving a big comfort zone and it's not going to be easy. But you have the tools to redirect yourself, keep yourself in alignment and on track. I like it. Okay, cool. See, yeah, you're working hard to have this new cycle, this new chapter for yourself. Absolutely. You're putting in that work. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this is fate, this is destiny. It's time for this new chapter. But with the Nine of Swords here, there is a big part of you that's very nervous, very uncomfortable with this new chapter. This is part of its job, okay? We have these parts of us because back in the day when we were cavemen, we had to go along to get along. We had to assimilate to survive. But now that we have a lot more comfort, a lot more tools, resources that help us, our brain hasn't, you know, caught up to that. You know, society, humans, we have evolved rapidly. If you think of the grand scheme of Earth's existence, this all came together real quick. You know what I mean? So our brains are still there's still parts of it that's like, but what about what the tribe says and how do we, you know, survive in the tribe and like how do we fit in so that way we know we're going to be okay? You know what I mean? That's why we have meditation, affirmations, things like that to remind those parts of us like, hey, this may be out of the comfort zone. It may be going against the grain, but we're okay, you know? job. All right, yeah. We have the Four of Pentacles with the Eight of Swords. So with the Four of Pentacles, you've got your eye on the prize. You are very, very focused, very determined to get something to work out here. But with the Eight of Swords, it's like there's two parts of you that are fighting. You know, this could be heart, this is head, right? Your heart knows, I got to get this going. I'm going to get this to work out. I'm going to make it. But your brain is like, how do I know this is going to work out? I'm scared. Maybe I should do what I'm used to, you know? At the end of the day, that's its job. You got to use your heart to let your mind know, hey, this may be uncomfortable. This may be different. You may be scared, but that does not mean we're holding ourselves back. You don't have to listen to your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. They're just clouds that come in and pass by. So treat them as such. Acknowledge it. Say, okay, I see you. Goodbye. Thank you. And what helps me personally is I will literally correct my thoughts out loud. Like if I say, ooh, I don't know if I can do it, I'd be like, of course I can do it. I'm the only one who can do it. I'm amazing. I'm the best. You know, and just hype yourself up, because if you're not your hype man, nobody else will be. Okay? And we do have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So whenever there's parts of you that like are really like just struggling, or it feels like you're in a tug of war, allow yourself to just have a more balanced approach. Know when to pull from the mind and when to pull from the heart. Don't let the external get the best of you. Don't let your thoughts, your feelings get the best of you. Definitely allow yourself to get some sort of meditation practice, something like that, to where you can come back and get grounded and centered and not too focused on what else is going on within you. You know what I mean? Gorgeous. Let's talk about it. Oh, lots of cards. Okay. So we have the Ten of Swords here, and I'm going to start with this one. So this does talk about something coming to an end. This could be some sort of betrayal or just like painful ending, like something happened where you could not give any more of yourself to something. I'm hoping that this is the negative thinking and the fear. That's what I'm hoping. But I'm going to clarify this Ten of Swords real quick. Tell me more about the Ten of Swords. What is this involving? The King of Swords. Okay, yeah. I like that. So the King of Swords is someone who is just very, like, he knows who he is. He knows his truth. He knows what he's about, his morals, his values. He's not confused. Okay? And this tells me that when it comes to the negative thinking, when it comes to doubting yourself, we're done with that. Okay? There is no more life, attention, and energy you need to be giving to your thoughts, your anxiety. That doesn't serve you anymore, and you recognize that. You know what you're about. You know who you are. You know what you're meant to go towards. You may not know exactly how you're going to get there or what that path looks like, but you know who you are. Don't let those little thoughts get the best of you. Don't let that brain confuse you into thinking there's some sort of fear factor, scare tactic going on. You know what I mean? You know what you're about. You know what you deserve. So get your crown right, okay? And let's keep it moving. Because let me tell you what. We have the Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the Nine of Cups. Let's look at that Magician, the Nine of Cups. Look at you. Master Manifester. Things working out. You're checking all your boxes. Got all your goals. Everything's coming together for you because you believed in yourself. Both of these cards are people who really did it on their own, and obviously no one really does anything on their own. We always have friends, family, loved ones, mentors, spirit guides, whoever, helping us out. But you did it, You trusted yourself. You bet on yourself and it paid off. Forge. And with the Queen of Cups, I think a big part of this is allowing yourself to go within. That's what the Queen of Cups is all about. She loves her inner world. She loves, you know, exploring her imagination, taking time to look at her feelings and emotions from a wide perspective. She doesn't get lost in them. She doesn't give her power away to them, but she stays in her power and in her element while giving her feelings, her inner world, some acknowledgement. That's what it's about. It's not about giving your power away or getting all consumed with what you're feeling, but acknowledging it. So that way you can move on from it, reclaim your power from it if it's gotten like that. This is beautiful. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is an energy of people who need to imagine a little light in their mind going all the way down their nose, through their mouth, chin, throat, into their heart. And imagining that white light spreading and enveloping you entirely. And I do that to help myself connect with my heart. So if you find yourself ruminating on the past or getting caught up in negative thoughts, doubt, and fear, in those moments, allow yourself to just drop into your heart center and see what's really going on. Okay? All right, we're going to dive deeper into this and just see what light messages we have from Spirit in regards to this full moon in Cancer. Please and thank you. Uh-oh. Yeah, King of Wands popped out. And see, we have the Empress here too. Recognize that you can bring anything in that you want. And the King of Wands is someone who is never going to back down from a challenge. That is someone who knows they're a leader, someone who's very adaptable. That's the thing. Embrace your adaptability. If you find that you struggle with trusting in your abilities to go towards things, recognize that sometimes obstacles, sometimes worries are here to help you be able to go towards the success that you want. You know what I mean? Like if you're not able to problem solve and things like that, then you can't really be a leader. You know what I mean? So if there's a problem that comes up on your path, be grateful for it because it's teaching you something that you need to succeed further down the road. Okay? All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, the Page of Cups. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. So there could have been a lot of hesitation due to overthinking, right? Eight of Swords again here. But what's cool about that is we have the Ten of Swords. We're done with the overthinking. We're done. Do you see how like free and breezy this card is compared to these two? This one's not bad because she's still making progress, but there's just a lot of like second guessing tied to this energy. But now we're done with that. We're letting ourselves be free. Okay? And with the Hermit, now that we're free, we can really explore our inner world. We can really ask ourselves, okay, what makes my soul happy? What is my intuition guiding me towards? In Page of Cups, we're letting it come through. What's cool about the Page too is that this is someone who doesn't have as much experience, as much knowledge, but this is not stopping you. And that's what's important. That's what the whole point of this is. We don't want to let inexperience or lack of knowing what's going to happen keep us stuck. That's fear keeping us stuck, essentially. So now that we've tapped in with our emotions, our intuition, we can allow them to guide us with confidence. I like it. All right, let's see what else is going on for us then for this full moon. Gorgeous. Okay, we have the High Priestess, the Three of Cups with the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful. So definitely big theme is working on overthinking, working on doubt, fear being the guide. No more. Okay. We've learned that doesn't do anything for us. That doesn't get us closer to where we want to be. If anything, it causes way more delays than necessary and more suffering than necessary. And it makes me think of that one quote that's like, anyone who worries about suffering from something is already suffering from it. You know what I mean? So we're working on reclaiming our power from that. And a big thing about this too for me is like, say you're worried about making some sort of mistake. Sometimes, like I said earlier, mistakes, obstacles are exactly what we need to be ready for what we truly want. You know what I mean? Like I can say for myself, like I was saying, I work at a restaurant and I also have my own business where I do my healing and tarot reading and stuff. And, initially I was like, oh, I just want to be done with the restaurant and just do my business. But the restaurant helps me learn things that are beneficial for my business. I learned how to use, not use, but I learned how to work with different kinds of people. I learned how to keep my cool when someone else is acting a fool. I learned how to move fast. I learned how to problem solve quickly. I learned how to stay organized, right? So even though it may not seem like it's a direct influence on what you want to do, recognize that it is. Okay. I like it. All right, we have the High Priestess with the Three of Cups here. So there could be some sort of like reunion happening, spending time with loved ones, friends, family. I feel like your intuition is telling you that your loved ones are going to help you a lot when it comes to overcoming the doubt and the fear. This makes me think of like my sister. She has always been super into fitness and health and wellness and things like that. And she wants to start like a website or a business where she provides people with different guidance and tips on how to be healthy. And she was telling me that about how nervous she was to do it and if she should or whatnot. And I was like, of course you should. And she was like, literally, people always tell me that I should because that's what they think of when they think of me. And I was like, exactly. Sometimes your friends know you better than you do because they don't have that doubt and fear and that inner monologue telling them that they can't. You know, they may have it within their own stuff, but when it comes to you, your friends, your loved ones see you for who you truly are. So if you ever find yourself questioning your intuition, questioning what you want to go towards, ask your friends if they see you doing it. Ask your loved ones if they can envision you there. Most of the time they can. It's just you holding yourself back. All right, let's see what else is coming out here. I really enjoyed this one because it felt very, very positive to me. And it feels like most of it is just going to be like reminding everybody, like, yes, you can do it, you can do it, you got this. Oh. All right, so we do have the moon card here. This is, fears, doubts, blockages, subconscious fears, things like that. Okay, but we have the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. So for me, this is telling me like when it comes to our inner world, our doubt, our fear, I feel like we're getting more grounded in it, right? Because we're always going to have this, right? It's not like we're going to become some version of ourselves that has no problems and is always smiling and empathetic and all that. That's just not real, right? So, what we do as humans is we learn how to navigate our stuff with more ease. We understand our triggers and our shadows. We learn how to incorporate them instead of judging them or letting them run the show. So that's what I feel. I feel like you're getting more grounded, more balanced in your feelings, in the discomfort that we all have within us, you know? I want to know more about the king or the page and queen of pentacles. Tell me more there. Yeah, okay. We have the Ace of Swords, Judgment, Eight of Cups. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like I almost want to say you're realizing, but that is not right. Like I wanted to say you're realizing you're not your shadow, but you are. You know, you are your shadow. Your shadow is you, just like you are light. You are your higher self, you know? But I think it's about I think it's about recognizing that those parts are you and you are still your true self, even in your shadow phase, even in your light phase, you know? Because we have the Ace of Swords Judgment here. I feel like this is you realizing who you truly are. And a part of that is realizing that you are your shadow, you know? Because we have the Eight of Cups, which talks about walking away from things that aren't fulfilling, you know? And I feel like we're walking away from feeling like the shadow was not a part of us. Like it's a part of us that we have to fix and change and all that, all that, all that. That's where this Eight of Swords energy comes from. You know, thinking like I have to show up a certain way, I have to be this certain person in order for me to feel like I'm ready. And it's like, no, you don't have to exactly be what you think you gotta be. You just gotta try. You know, that's really all it is. Just be your true self, show up how you genuinely want to show up, and that's it. You know? It's not about some drastic change that's going to make you be who you want to be or be ready for a certain lifestyle. It's just about honoring who you are. Tell me more about this Eight of Cups. Yeah, the Empress, the Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords. With the Devil, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it feels like in order to get to this Empress mode, which that can mean a million different things, it's just really bringing in your blessings and abundance, right? It feels like in order to get there, you felt like you had to, you know, work really hard and, you know, become a certain version of yourself and, you know, walk away from certain things and cut certain things off. Like it felt like there was the feeling that a drastic change was necessary in order to get to the life and the version of yourself that you wanted to be. And that's just not true. We have the Devil, the Seven of Swords. I feel like somebody, like you felt like you had to compromise yourself, not in the negative way though, you know, like it's almost like, it's like when people want to do marathons and they like, you know, or like weightlifting and they eat certain things and like count all their calories and work out like 5 hours a day or something crazy, you know. And, you know, if you're really passionate about that, great. But say you weren't and you didn't want to be a bodybuilder and you felt like, well, in order for me to get to this certain goal in life, I have to go through this. No, you don't. You know what I mean? Just be happy. Just do what you want to do. Don't think you have to, you know, be a secret agent and compromise so much and show up in weird ways. It's not that hard. And I think that's what this is all about, is realizing that, you know, in order for you to get to the version of yourself that you want to be, you just have to be your true self. That's it. You know, show up authentically. Be okay with the parts of you that are a little uncomfortable to be with, right? Tell me more about the Empress. Seven of Wands with the Empress. Showing you, look how protected you are. Look how safe this result is for you. Letting you know that it is your birthright. It is guaranteed that you're going to reach that Empress energy. So move like you know you're safe. This is something that will require patience and it will require teamwork. But you've got the passion to go towards what you want to go towards. So do it. And recognize that just because it doesn't happen in a certain amount of time, or just because you're not showing up in a certain way you think you have to show up, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Trust. Okay. All right. We're going to close it out with some more oracle messages just for a final bit of advice. And if this resonated for you, let me know with a like, a comment, definitely subscribe. All of that helps the channel grow. And like I said, I do send these readings out on my newsletter with rituals and fun things like that. So if you would like to get my readings directly to your email and some fun facts and rituals with them, sign up for my newsletter. Link down below or go to avianasascension.com. All right, final bit of advice for the people for a full moon in Cancer. Alrighty. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo, absolutely. So some of you guys could be Leo, or it's time to embody that Leo energy. Believe in yourself. Have so much confidence that you're going to reach that Empress energy, because you are. And you recognize that now. And you also recognize that overthinking and doubting your way there, not really working. So let's find a new approach. Okay? A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. I like that. So yes, this could be romantic love, but it also could be looking at yourself more romantically, looking at your past with more romance in your eyes. It's like you got rose-colored glasses on, but it's safe this time because nobody can pop your bubble. Okay? I love it. Full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Beautiful. So this tells me that while, yes, there may be more steps to the journey, your dreams are going to come true. Believe in that, okay? And how can you incorporate, the manifestation and spirituality into your everyday? And that is what I mean by choosing to show up how you envision that future version of you showing up, How does that future version of you do this, do that, That could be the practicality to it, is your actions. I like it. Alrighty, y'all. Happy full moon. Definitely do some sort of meditation ritual tonight to honor this moon. And this is a great time to release. So ask yourself, what overthinking, what doubting, things like that can I release? How can I no longer show up with force, but show up with flow? That's what I would ask. All right. But that's all I have for you today. If you would like a personal reading or an alchemy healing ceremony, that's where I help turn your pain into power, turn blockages into healthy flowing energy. That will be on my website, which again is linked down below in the description box. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.